fired up and ready to go. Yes, it's real big. I'm still celebrating the big $2.8 billion deal between the Power Four conferences, the NCAA, and the student athletes. But this is what I want to do. There's a special thanks that I want to give to all of those that fought for this agreement. These are student athletes that put it on the line to get this agreement done. They were not only good in their sport, but they did something significant that was beyond their sport. And when I look at significance, there's a difference between success and being significant. They were all good in their sport, but they took it upon themselves to take on the NCAA and the Power Four conferences to get student athletes in the Power Four conferences paid and get a compensation system put in. It was no easy task. So these student athletes must be recognized. Sean Alston, a former West Virginia University football player that got additional education benefits to athletes that were still on scholarship. You had Sedona Prince, a women's basketball player that starred down at Texas Tech. Then you had Chuba Hubbard, who played for Oklahoma State. He was a football player, big time running back. Grant House, a swimmer out of Arizona, took out his time to be a part of it. You had Ed O'Bannon, who played for UCLA in basketball and was very good. He took time out of his day to be significant and not just having success for himself. And then you had Dwayne Carter, who played for Duke in football, defensive end. Now, none of these names, some of y'all are not going to know any of them, but that's the importance of it. It's people behind the scenes that made this big, magnanimous deal happen. Those were the six that put it on the line, and there were people that were standing behind them to make it happen. So there's probably other student athletes that were involved that didn't get their name put on the lawsuit. But these were the ones that had their names put on those lawsuits. Google it. Learn about these individuals, because it shows you what the difference is between having success and being significant and impacting the whole college football landscape. That's what these men and women have done beyond the field. And that's big time, and we should be celebrating what they have done. It's not all about just going to the stadium cheering for your favorite team. There's a many athlete that cheered for their teams and played on teams, but they did not impact an agreement as huge as this one that starts back as early as 2016. That's what the Super Six accomplished. So they really should be up for the College Humanitarian Sports Hall of Fame. And if there is one, their phone should be ringing off the hook, along with all the thank yous from the student athletes that's going to reap benefits big time starting in this July of 2025. These are you can call them the superpowers, because they made it happen beyond the field. And I got to respect that. So you say, what benefits did they bring? Well, first of all, they brought a $20.5 million economy to about 68 Power Four conferences. $20.5 million. It wasn't there before, because they were being on scholarship. They were being paid for their tuition, and room and board is all that was paid for them. And then they hit the field and hit the books. But now you have the money piece. So that's what they did. They ushered in the era of the general managers a lot of guys coming from the NFL to take over college programs to be general managers making 7 figures. That wouldn't happen without the Super Six that put their name on those lawsuits. It wouldn't be happening. Then you also have other colleges and universities as being able to opt in to the system to create their own budgets for profit sharing. And one leader in that at HBCU is Morgan State. They have already opted in. It's very well publicized. Google that as well. And those are some of the things that these athletes, student athletes, have put on the line. And that's why you have the ticket sales, sponsorships, television revenues. They're all responsible for that. So you got to thank those student athletes for going out and fighting for it and for what is right and just in college football and changing the landscape. That's what it's all about. There's no question that they put it on the line. And I like to respect those that put it on the line, because we're always cheering for touchdowns, field goals, three-pointers, national championships, but you never talk about the people that put in the sweat equity to make this thing happen. And that's what the Super Six did. So hats off to those guys and their accomplishments, because you have done a great job, a magnanimous job, a ginormous job. $2.8 billion deal? Are you kidding me? Those guys laid it on the line. The men and women, the student athletes laid it on the line to make it happen. So I don't get all fired up about athletes getting into the portal and transferring to universities, because I know that's not as significant as what these 6 super power athletes did. Because with respect to the portal, you still have to prove it. You have to prove that you can be successful on the field when you get to that university. All of these athletes that I named have been successful in their sport and still impacted the whole conferences, 4 conferences, the college landscape. So they're significant. That puts them in a different bucket. They were not only successful, they're now significant, and their names go down in history for being the ones that was instrumental in making this deal successful and happen. It didn't happen, as I said before, without sweat equity. And my next take, 2 or 3 takes, are going to be on the 3 R's. And the 3 R's of sports management or player athlete management. And I will take them individually. And I will talk about those 3 R's starting with my next take. But I just wanted to get it out to show favor to these guys that made it happen. They made it happen for athletes in the past and now current student athletes. So when you want to look up those names and understand the game and the business of the game, they impacted the business of the game. So please, NCAA, schools of where these athletes played, put them in the Hall of Fame and put significance over their name, because it's bigger than just what happens on the field, the labor that's working on the field. They use their mind off the field to make things happen for all student athletes, not just trying to go to the bank to get them a payday. And that's big, that's significant, and that's what it's about. And this is C. Ivan Franklin, one minority voice, one view, on YouTube at Befrank4real. That's the way this thing has to go. And that's the way it went down. And those were the Super Six that were behind this big magnanimous deal. See you later.